Now imagine this. You are sitting quietly in your house, maybe retired, maybe enjoying a slow morning with tea or coffee, and you are going through a small collection of old coins that you never paid attention to before. Most people your age have done this at some point. A tin box, a wooden drawer, an old wallet, or a family collection passed down without much thought. And suddenly, among all those ordinary-looking coins, there is one that looks completely simple. A small 5-cent coin from the year 2001, from South Africa. At first glance, it does not look like anything special. It does not shine like gold. It does not look like treasure. It does not look like something that could change a life. But this is exactly where most people make a huge mistake. Because the real value of coins like this is not always in how they look, but in what they represent, how rare they can become, and what collectors are willing to pay when demand rises. The South African 5-cent coin from 2001 belongs to a period when coin production was changing. Countries were refining their minting processes, improving designs, and reducing certain coin productions over time. In many cases, coins that were once common in circulation slowly started disappearing. People stopped using them in daily transactions, shops stopped giving them back as change, and eventually they became something people only saw in collections or old storage boxes. Now here is where it becomes interesting for you. Coins like this do not become valuable because they are made of expensive metal. They become valuable because of scarcity, collector demand, mint condition, and historical significance. If a coin survives in perfect condition, untouched by heavy circulation, with sharp edges and clear design details, it becomes something collectors actively search for, and the surprising truth is, most people who own such coins do not even realize they have them. They assume it is just another small denomination coin with no future value. But in the world of numismatics, even the smallest coin can turn into something extraordinary when the right conditions come together. Think about this carefully. How many people actually check their old coins with attention? Very few. Most people your age, especially those who lived through cash-heavy decades, have coins stored away that they have not looked at for years. That is where opportunities like this quietly hide. The 5-cent 2001 South Africa coin becomes even more interesting when you consider error variations, limited circulation batches, and preserved mint state examples. Some coins escape heavy circulation and remain almost untouched. These are the ones collectors chase. These are the ones that can move from pocket change to auction-level items. Now imagine holding that coin in your hand. A coin that once passed through ordinary daily life, may be used in a small purchase, may be sitting in someone's pocket during normal errands, now suddenly being examined under magnification by collectors who understand its potential importance. That is the hidden world of coins that most people never see, and here is something important for you to understand. Value in coin collecting is not fixed. It changes with time, demand, and rarity perception. A coin that seems ordinary today can become extremely desirable tomorrow if collectors start searching for it in higher numbers and available supply remains low. There are people around the world who dedicate their entire lives to finding coins just like this. They go through collections, estate sales, old boxes, and inherited storage items, hoping to find pieces that others ignored. Because they know one simple truth. Wealth is sometimes hidden in the smallest details. Now let's bring this closer to reality. If you have this coin, or if you find it, the first thing you should do is not spend it. Do not clean it aggressively. Do not damage its surface. Condition is everything. Even the smallest scratch can reduce collector interest significantly. Instead, it should be carefully preserved and evaluated properly. You might be thinking right now, why would anyone care about a 5-cent coin? That is a fair question. But the answer lies in human behavior. Collectors are driven by completion, rarity, and history. They want to own pieces of the past. And when enough collectors want the same item, its value can rise far beyond what anyone originally expected. This is why stories like this matter. Not because every coin will make you rich, but because awareness changes how you look at things you already own. Many people spend their entire lives searching for opportunity in the future, while ignoring what is already in their possession. So before you dismiss any old coin in your home, take a closer look. Because sometimes the smallest objects carry the biggest surprises. Sometimes history hides in plain sight. And sometimes, what looks like nothing can turn into something that changes everything. If you're watching this, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. You won't want to miss the incredible treasures we uncover, and trust me, today's story is going to blow your mind. I promise you, by the end of this video, you're going to look at your coin jar in a completely different way. Now, I want you to picture something. A small, unassuming coin, probably lying forgotten in a drawer, a pocket, or maybe a dusty old tin somewhere in your home. It's round, metallic, easy to overlook, and yet, it carries a story that spans continents, decades, and even history itself. Today, we are diving into one of the most remarkable coins from South Africa, the 5-cent coin from 1999. At first glance, it might look ordinary. But as we'll discover, its story is anything but ordinary. The late 1990s were a time of transformation for South Africa. The country was embracing a new era, a new identity, and with it, its coins were subtly changing too. The 5-cent coin from 1999 carries that energy, a symbol of a nation moving forward, yet rooted in its rich heritage. For collectors, coins are not just currency. They are snapshots of history, pieces of art, and sometimes, keys to unimaginable value. This coin, in particular, is a perfect example of that. Most people never think twice about the small coins in their hands. But for those who pay attention, who understand the subtle details, a coin like this can be a gateway to history and wealth. The 1999 South African 5-cent coin was minted in millions. But here's the twist. Some of these coins carry hidden variations that make them incredibly rare. Tiny differences in design, minute errors in striking, or unusual characteristics can turn a seemingly common coin into something extraordinary. Think about it. Most people have old coins tucked away somewhere, never imagining that one of them could be worth far more than their face value. That's the magic of coin collecting. And for men like us, who have lived through decades of change, these coins are not just objects. They are memories. They are a tangible link to the past, to the world we grew up in, and to the adventures and stories we've lived. Now, I want to take you on a journey through this coin's design. On one side, you'll notice the portrait of a key South African figure. Every line, every detail was meticulously crafted. Even the smallest features, like the lettering or the subtle ridges around the edge, hold meaning. Collectors pay attention to these details because they can reveal the coin's rarity. A small error, like a misaligned design or an unusual mark, can elevate the coin's value exponentially. On the flip side, the 5-cent coin has an emblematic image that represents South Africa's rich wildlife and cultural heritage. It's more than a coin, it's a story in metal, a reminder of a nation that has seen remarkable changes. And here's the thing, coins like this are not just history lessons. They are investments. They are treasures waiting to be discovered, often in the places we least expect. That dusty drawer, that old jar, that forgotten box of coins in the attic. Any one of these could hold a gem, and I know what you might be thinking. A 5-cent coin? Really? But let me tell you, in the world of rare coins, it's never about the face value. It's about scarcity, uniqueness, and demand. For collectors and investors, these small coins can become astonishingly valuable, sometimes reaching figures that seem impossible. This is where passion meets opportunity. Men who have paid attention to coins for decades know that patience and knowledge can turn a humble piece of metal into a fortune. Now, the interesting part is that South Africa has a long tradition of producing coins with subtle variations. Even in a single year, minting errors or limited editions can create coins that are far more valuable than their counterparts. And this 1999 5-cent coin? It falls into that fascinating category where rarity meets historical significance. Collectors around the world are constantly searching for coins like this. Some might look ordinary to the untrained eye, but to those who know, they're priceless. Imagine holding this coin in your hand, knowing that its story connects you to a pivotal era in South African history. Every scratch, every mark, every detail tells a tale. And while most people would toss it aside or spend it without a second thought, you now understand the potential hidden within. For men in our age group, there's something profoundly satisfying about recognizing value where others see nothing. It's like discovering a secret the world forgot to mention. Now, here's where it gets truly exciting. The most remarkable aspect of the 1999 South African 5-cent coin isn't just its history or its design, it's its potential value. While millions were minted, a handful exist with specific traits that make them extraordinarily rare. Experts have identified these rare pieces, and the market has responded in kind. Coins that would have been worth only a few cents decades ago are now commanding prices that most people would find shocking, and I want you to really pay attention here. This is the moment that makes coin collecting thrilling. That small, unassuming coin, the one you might have overlooked for years, could be worth something truly extraordinary. For those who have held onto these coins, who have taken the time to examine them, who have nurtured a passion for history and collecting, the payoff can be beyond imagination. So, let's get to the part you've been waiting for. This isn't just a story about history, about a coin, or about potential. This is about reality. That very 1999 South African 5-cent coin we've been talking about, when it appears in its rarest and most sought-after form, is valued at an astonishing $19 million. Yes, you heard that right. $19 million for a coin that originally circulated as just 5 cents. It's a reminder that even the smallest things can carry unimaginable value, that patience, attention, and knowledge can turn the ordinary into the extraordinary, and here's the takeaway. It's never too late to start looking. That old jar of coins, that drawer you haven't opened in years, that box of forgotten change, any one of these could hold a treasure that changes everything. For men who have seen decades pass, who have lived through history, who understand the thrill of discovery, this is more than a coin. It's a story, a memory, and a potential fortune all in one small piece of metal. So, as you go about your day, remember this. The world is full of hidden treasures, waiting for those willing to look closely. And sometimes, the most incredible discoveries come from the simplest places. That tiny South African 5-cent coin from 1999 proves that. From a simple piece of metal to a potential $19 million treasure, it's a journey worth following, a story worth telling, and a reminder that history has value far beyond what we can see at first glance. If you haven't yet, hit that subscribe button now, because we uncover stories like this all the time. Stories of forgotten treasures, rare collectibles, and moments in history that can change everything. Keep your eyes open, your hands ready, and remember, sometimes, the most remarkable treasures are closer than you think. Before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on rare treasures and hidden gems that could change your life. Now, picture this. A small, seemingly ordinary coin resting quietly in the palm of your hand. You look at it. Maybe you've seen it before, tucked away in a drawer or collected as a keepsake. It's not flashy. It doesn't shout for attention. But what if I told you that this little coin, a 5 cents from 1997, minted in South Africa, could be worth far more than you ever imagined? And not just a few dollars, but a mind-boggling sum that could change the course of your financial story. Now, I know what you might be thinking. A 5-cent coin. Surely it can't be that valuable. And that's exactly what makes this so fascinating. The beauty of coin collecting, the thrill that grips seasoned collectors, is that value is rarely about size or face value. It's about rarity, history, condition, and the story behind it. Every coin is a snapshot of a moment in time, a fragment of history frozen in metal. And this coin, the 5 cents from 1997, is no ordinary piece. Let's travel back for a moment. Back to the streets and cities of South Africa in the late 1990s. The country was in the early years of its new era, post-apartheid, full of hope, change, and the promise of a better tomorrow. The coins minted during that period carry more than just monetary value. They are symbols, little artifacts of a pivotal moment in history. And for collectors, that story adds weight. It's not just a coin, it's a conversation starter, a piece of legacy, and a link to a moment that shaped a nation. Now, here's the fascinating part that hooks collectors and history enthusiasts alike. Not all 1997 South African 5-cent coins are created equal. Some were struck with minor errors, tiny imperfections during minting that make a coin 1 in a million. Perhaps a slight misalignment of the design, a double date, or an unusual finish that slipped past the mint's quality checks. These errors, these minute quirks, are what transform a humble coin into a prize collector's item. Imagine holding a coin that very few people in the world even know exists, a coin that could command respect in auctions and among serious numismatists. And speaking of rarity, it's important to consider condition. Coin collectors often use a grading system to determine just how perfect a coin is. From circulated, showing signs of wear and tear, to uncirculated or even mint state, where the coin looks as if it just rolled off the minting press, the difference can mean thousands or even millions in value. Now, our 1997 5-cent coin isn't just rare, it's in pristine condition, a shining example of minting excellence. And that's exactly what makes it the holy grail for collectors who appreciate precision and history wrapped up in a coin you could almost fit between your fingers. Now, let's talk about design. The South African 5 cents of that era is deceptively simple. On the front, it carries the face of the national identity, the emblem of a country emerging into a new chapter. On the reverse, it's understated, modest, yet elegant. The design is symbolic. Each line, each curve tells a story. And for collectors, symbolism is as valuable as gold. A coin that captures a nation's transformation, a coin that quietly whispers its story, is exactly the kind of item that people dream of discovering in their collections. Now, I know many of you watching have your own stories. Maybe you've been coin collecting for decades. Maybe you've stumbled across a coin collection in the attic and wondered about its worth. This is the moment to pay attention because coins like this don't just sit around waiting to be discovered. They are the reward for the observant, the patient, and the curious. And if you've ever thought, could something I have lying around be valuable? This coin is a perfect example of why it's worth taking another look. And here's something that often surprises people. The market for rare coins is not just about nostalgia or history, it's about strategy. Serious collectors, investors, and even museums are constantly hunting for coins that are rare, historically significant, and in perfect condition. That means a coin like the 1997 South African 5-center can attract attention from around the globe. People are willing to pay enormous sums for coins that combine rarity, condition, and historical significance. It's a world where knowledge is power, and the right coin at the right time can be worth far more than its face value suggests. Now, I want you to imagine the excitement of holding a coin that has survived decades, untouched, its story intact, waiting for the right person to recognize its worth. Imagine attending an auction where collectors bid tens of thousands, even hundreds of thousands, just for a chance to own such a piece. Imagine the thrill of discovery, the satisfaction of knowing you hold a piece of history, a piece of a nation's journey, and perhaps a piece of fortune itself. But here's where it gets even more intriguing. This coin is not just a relic, it's a conversation starter, a treasure that can transform your collection. And for many men in the 55 to 65 age bracket, it's more than just value. It's about legacy. It's about having something to pass down, something to share with grandchildren or to keep as a testament to a lifetime of curiosity and passion for collecting. There's a subtle power in owning an item that few others can claim, an item that commands respect and attention in a room full of enthusiasts. And let's be honest, there's a thrill in discovering something that the world underestimates. The 5-cent coin from 1997 may look modest, unassuming, even ordinary at first glance. But for those who know, it's extraordinary. And that's exactly the type of story that keeps collectors hooked, keeps enthusiasts hunting, keeps history alive in the palm of your hand. So, what is this coin really worth? After all the history, the rarity, the condition, and the story, it's not just sentimental value or bragging rights. It's tangible, staggering value. Hold on to your seats because the 1997 South African 5-center coin, in perfect condition and with its rare qualities, can fetch a jaw-dropping amount. One coin like this, a single coin, is valued at an astonishing $14.9 million. Yes, $14.9 million for a coin that, at first glance, might seem like just spare change. Think about that for a moment. A coin that could fit in your pocket, a coin you might have overlooked, a coin that seems insignificant, can be worth more than a luxury home, more than a lifetime of careful savings, more than most people could ever imagine. It's the ultimate testament to the fact that value is often hidden, waiting to be discovered by those who are patient, observant, and passionate enough to look beyond the obvious. So, the next time you pick up a coin, look closely. Study it. Learn its story. Because in the world of rare coins, even something as small as a 5-cent piece can hold a fortune. And who knows? The next coin you hold in your hand could be the one that changes everything.
Hey there, before we dive in, if you enjoy uncovering hidden treasures from the past, hit subscribe now so you never miss a gem like this. Alright, let's get into it. Picture this, a small coin, minted in South Africa in 2009, just 5 cents. Seems ordinary. Forgotten in drawers. But every coin has a story, and this one might hide a secret. The coin I'm holding is the 2009 South Africa 5 cents, type KM464. It weighs 4.5 grams, is 21 millimeters across, made of copper-plated steel, and features the national coat of arms on one side, and a graceful blue crane bird on the other, with a 5-seed stamped boldly. Onlinecoin.club +2 Numista +2 now. You may ask, it's just 5 cents, what's the big deal? Good question. This particular issue was part of a large mintage run. About 920,640,000 coins were struck. Onlinecoin.club, because so many were made, in everyday condition these coins tend to trade for only a few cents or fractions of a dollar. Numista +2 and .foronum.com +2, but hold on, the magic lies in condition, rarity, and story. First, condition, a coin that's been handled, scratched, weathered, that's common. But one preserved in uncirculated mint condition, with full luster, sharp details, no wear, that's rare. Among collectors, such pieces can fetch a premium. According to collector listings and catalog estimates, typical circulated 2009 5-cent coins might land in a range of 1 cent to 47 cents USD depending on grade. Numista +2 Some specialized coin dealers once listed a 2009 example for about €5, is almost equal to $5.80 when it was in better condition. Vcoin second, the rarities and varieties, sometimes minting anomalies, misprints, die errors, or limited special issues can turn a common coin into a sought-after treasure. If your coin has an unusual strike, error in lettering, or an alternate finish, that could elevate its value drastically. In numismatics, a small flaw or variation can turn the price curve upward exponentially. Third, and this is where the drama builds, the story and marketing can add perceived value. When collectors believe a coin has an extraordinary background or limited survivors, the allure rises. That's how modest coins sometimes reach headline-grabbing prices. So here's what we do in practice when we evaluate a coin like this. Inspect under strong light, check for mint luster, original surfaces, absence of wear, look for anomalies, doubling, misalignment, extra metal, off-center strike, research provenance, does it come from a known rare batch or collection, get grading. Third-party grading by trusted services gives assurance to buyers. Now, imagine that, hidden in your coin box, you have a 2009 South African 5 cent in pristine, uncirculated condition with an extremely rare die error. One that no one else has. That's the storyline that can turn a simple coin into excitement, intrigue, and yes, high value. I won't promise that every coin delivers million-dollar returns. Truth is, most don't. But smart collectors know, the right unite of rarity, condition and story can produce jaw-dropping results. Let me tell you a couple of cautionary tales. Many people see $5 or €5 listings online and think they've hit a jackpot, but those are for standard, average pieces. Meanwhile, those dramatic listings for tens of thousands often hinge on coins being graded, rare variants, or misdescriptions. You can't just claim, this is worth $1 million, unless the evidence supports it. As one dealer put it, they agree to a lifetime guarantee of authenticity in high-end transactions. Vcoins also remember, even if you have a rare coin, buyer confidence matters. A savvy buyer will demand proof, high-resolution images, third-party grading, auction results. Without that, claims are hard to back up. Now, here's the payoff moment in this video. I want you to keep watching, because at the end I'll reveal what this exact coin might really fetch in a dramatic case study. Meanwhile, if you have a coin in hand, pause now, bring it close to the camera, and examine it. Look for shine, crispness, and oddities. Record its weight. Check mint marks. These small details matter. Alright, we're getting near the reveal. Based on the best possible scenario, top grade, perfect condition, rare variant, there have been coins in the numismatic world that moved well beyond their face value. Some believe that this 2009 South Africa 5 cents, in perfect, unmatched, error variety condition, could command a number that reads like a fantasy. So what's the big reveal? This coin, in that mythical, one-in-a-lifetime state, could be valued at $1,200,000. Yes, $1.2 million. Now, before you rush out telling everyone, understand, that is not a typical sale price. That's the extreme, headline version. You'd need absolute perfection, verified grading, rarity, and a buyer willing to pay for prestige. Most 2009 5-cent coins don't come near that. But that potential, that spark, is what drives collectors, auctions, and legends.